It didn't unmute the mic, but hey guys, it's Tim and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It means tonight was AEW Dynamite, and if I'm going to be completely honest, like if I'm going to be 100% honest with you all, boring episode of Dynamite. I wasn't really interested in anything that happened on the show other than the main event, and most things on this show was just meh. We've been getting that for a while. Meh. So, not good. I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad episode of the show. I'm just saying that it wasn't that good of an episode. I was bored for most of it, and it was just there. It was just an episode going into a big special episode. Because actually, can I find the tweet? I might actually want to read Mike Straw's tweet about this because he has the same feeling as I do. Let me see. He's tweeted. He said, aside from segments here and there, Dynamite has been extremely boring the last few months. Something just isn't clicking. I'm finding myself doing other things with it on in the background rather than wanting to actually watch. And I'm like, I get that. I totally understand that. He also had a tweet that stated, no MJF, no Kenny Omega, no FTR. Such an empty feeling episode of AEW Dynamite. They have no top-level storylines that make people want to tune in, yet are in the middle of a 3 pay-per-view in 6-week stretch with a TV special in the middle of it. Exactly. You got technically 3 or 4 big shows coming. 3, if we think about it correctly. 3 big shows coming, and none of it really feels big. Now, we know that the matches, that whatever match you put on is going to deliver, because AEW wrestlers can deliver big matches. But these big matches don't feel important. They don't feel tune-in worthy. They don't feel, oh, we have to watch because this is such an important storyline. This is such a big thing going on. Oh my God, I'm invested to see who actually wins. No, it's more of, I'm going to watch because I know I'm going to get a good match out of it. Who wins? Oh, well. And that's how a lot of AEW feels. The wrestlers are going to put on great performances, but who wins and loses almost doesn't matter in most cases. And that's not the way it should feel, if I'm going to be completely honest. I see another tweet here that says, is the crowd going to pop for anything? Hashtag AEW Dynamite. That's a funny one. That's a real funny one. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel, one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, all you got to do is take that Amazon Prime account, take that Twitch account, link them together, bada bing, bada boom, your Prime Gaming. And remember, it doesn't just have to be your Amazon Prime account. It could be anybody's Amazon Prime account, whether that's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your grandma, your grandpa, your auntie, your uncle, anybody. Your dog walker, mailman, you got to change your tires at the Jiffy Lube or the Walmart, the girl that helped you find the extra crunchy peanut butter at Save Mart, whoever. Say, hey, you got Amazon Prime? Oh, you do? Can I link it to my Twitch so that I can support a cool creator on Twitch? I don't even care if you do it for me. Just do it for somebody. Because if you're not doing it, that's an Amazon Prime subscription and a Twitch subscription going to waste. Help creators create their content. Help creators keep creating their content. That's all I got to say. Also, remember, head over to YouTube, hit that join button, and become a channel member. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, like the Crew Motorfest or EA Sports FC, whether you're getting an older game, like Saints Row or Touch Type Tail, Whether you're claiming the free game, Spell Drifter, which is only free for the rest of the day, and then tomorrow, 911 Operator goes on sale, or you're getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use our code right here, PW Unlimited at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Again, use code PWU NLIMITED at checkout for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. Remember, we got less than 2 weeks before you can get Ahsoka in Fortnite. You're going to need that battle pass. And use this code when getting the battle pass. I know I'm going to get Ahsoka. Are you going to get Ahsoka? Do you play Fortnite? Let's play Fortnite. Anyways, we got AEW Dynamite to talk about. We got this show that came to us from, I want to say, Cincinnati, Ohio. Heritage Bank Center. Show opens up with, well, Ohio's own, Cincinnati's own, Jon Moxley. And I sent out a tweet during this match going, Moxley's bleeding again. Can't be a Dynamite without Moxley bleeding. And then I said, Moxley bleeding has no effect. When somebody bleeds in a wrestling match, it's supposed to invoke drama. It's supposed to invoke a sense of urgency of, oh no, that guy might be hurt. Oh no, that guy's bleeding. He's going to need to finish this and get out of here quickly. But it doesn't. Honestly, it's supposed to bring a shock factor going, oh, he got busted open, wow. Instead, when Moxley doesn't bleed, like in that triple threat with Penta and Trent a few weeks ago where Trent was bleeding but he wasn't, I honestly go, someone needs to check on Moxley. He's not bleeding. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. And it's like, I worry when Moxley doesn't bleed. It should be the opposite way around. I should not be worried because a guy didn't bleed on a show. So, blood has no effect, at least on me anymore, when you're watching an AEW show, because it's just a known quantity. Someone's going to bleed, most likely Jon Moxley or his opponent or somebody else, but somebody's going to bleed at least once. And it's like, come on. Are we done with all the blood? I know Moxley likes it and thinks it's cool, but it ain't all that cool anymore. So again, show opens up. Caliber welcomes us to the show along with Tony Schiavone and Taz. Out then comes Jon Moxley and Big Bill. And I will say, unlike next week's title defense for Moxley, this one actually made a little sense. Because if you watched Collision, Bryan Danielson was in the ring. Ricky Starks and Big Bill came down and attacked him. Moxley came out to make the save. Big Bill actually took out Jon Moxley. Basically saying, I can take out the champ. I want to fight the champ. Well, you kind of earned it. It wasn't like next week, Phoenix is just getting a shot. No, I get what you're going to say. Oh, well, he took out Phoenix, and Phoenix didn't get to go to All In, and this and that. Okay, cool. So why didn't this match happen sooner? Why wasn't this the match last week? Why wasn't this the Collision match? Why did he defend against Action Andretti instead of Phoenix already? So, just saying. He's already defended, 2 or 3 times before this Phoenix match, and you would think the Phoenix match should be the first one. But even in that, Phoenix didn't earn it. Phoenix got his ass beat. Then Phoenix went and, I don't know, worked all out. He was fine there, so I don't know. AEW just likes to do matches for matches' sake, because they know, these two will work together well. Let's just throw them in a random match with no build. Oh, we'll put a title on the line, too, because every goddamn guy in AEW's got a belt, whether it's for an AEW belt, whether it's a Ring of Honor belt, whether it's a New Japan belt, whether it's a AAA belt. Someone's got a belt in AEW we can put on the line. Someone's got a belt. And then, again, that's another thing. Belts don't really matter other than, like, the world title and the woman's title. All the other belts seem very, very insignificant in All Elite Wrestling. So early on, Moxley tries to chop the big man down with some strikes and an uppercut. Bill dropped the champ, though. Mox was flattened with a fall-away slam and a running big boot that sent him to the outside. Caliber talked about Moxley and Bill being roommates years ago, as Moxley reversed a whip and sent Bill crashing into the steps before briefly stalking down Starks. Now, I didn't know the roommate thing. Was that NXT? FCW Florida? I don't know. Bill turned the tides into the commercial break by launching Moxley over the timekeeper's table as he was busted open during the picture-in-picture, because we come back and we see him bleeding. I didn't see the picture-in-picture on the app, so I didn't know that he got busted during the break till they showed the replay, but yeah. excuse me, back from the break, Moxley began his comeback by delivering a superplex. But once both men got to their feet, Moxley charged into a black hole slam from Bill. Moxley refused to stay down from strikes by Bill, and it led to a forearm exchange with the crowd loudly behind Moxley, who hit a King Kong lariat for a 2. There's some anvil elbows into a rear naked choke as Moxley connected with a cutter and went to the top as Bill rolled to the outside and Starks crotched Moxley. Bill delivered a big boot, but only got a 2 off of it. This then led to Bryan Danielson running down and making the save, attacking Ricky Starks from behind, who reversed a whip, sending Danielson into the steps, though. In the ring, Bill flattened Moxley with a huge chokeslam, and Bill wanted yet another, but Moxley sank in a triangle. As Starks tried to help out his buddy, Danielson held him off, and Bill finally would tap out. Post-match, Starks and Bill attacked Moxley and Danielson, with Starks hilariously trying to beat down Moxley with a shoe. As Claudio Castagnoli hit the ring and picked up Bill in a fireman's carry, Bill was able to land on the apron as the BCC stood tall. Commentary told us next week, Grand Slam, Moxley will be defending the International Championship against Rey Fenix. Again, why? Makes no sense why he's defending against Phoenix, but whatever. It's whatever. Now, as far as this all does go, this is actually going to lead to Claudio and Danielson against Starks and Bill next week. And then say, and now it's time to send it for the first time for the first time of the night. The whatever they call her, they have a nickname for her, Renee Paquette. And Renee Paquette's backstage with Roderick Strong in the Kingdom. Adam Cole would approach, saying, "This is a horrible idea, Roddy. You can't wrestle Samoa Joe tonight." Strong has the Kingdom believing in him, though, while Cole can keep on believing in Max. Strong says he'll defeat Joe. Then, next week, he's going to go on and take the title from Moxley, or from MJF, because he is a wrestling legend. Then we got Don Callis and Konosuke Takeshita, as Don revealed his next masterpiece. Oh, well, that was... Flashed myself with the monster. Oh, I got to wipe my glasses off now. I got a monster all over my glasses. Wipe that off before it gets sticky. Like, splooged at me. All right, we're good. Tony Schiavone says, "Now I would like to welcome my next guest to the ring." Well, it's Don Callis. I think he did not want to. Don came down to the ring and welcomed Konosuke Takeshita and said that they've defeated Kenny Omega twice. As Callis runs down all the Japanese legends that Takeshita is better than. That when you beat Omega once, you're the ace. When you beat Omega twice in 7 days, you call yourself the alpha. The streamers then fell as Callis demands everyone going forward to call him the alpha Konosuke Takeshita, not a fake alpha like Chris Jericho was. When you're an alpha, you take everything that can be taken, and then you take some more. They've broke Kenny Omega's body. Now they're going to break his heart as they reveal the next painting and their next victim, Kota Ibushi. The painting has Takeshita and Callis about to destroy Ibushi with a sword, as Callis said they will destroy Ibushi and spill his blood in the ring while Omega is at home, helpless, like a pathetic cuck that he is. Callis then drove a screwdriver into the painting and presented Takeshita with flowers as they threw it in the face of Tony Schiavone. But we don't know when, and at least they announced that I didn't see it, but we don't know when, but we're going to get a Takeshita Ibushi match here coming soon. In the back, we send it to Alex Marvez. Alex Marvez, this guy is so just stone. Oh, they wrote lines for me, and I got to deliver them perfect, or as perfect as I can, which isn't all that great. So he's like, "Bryan Danielson, we saw tonight that you came out during Jon Moxley's match and attacked Ricky Starks to help Jon Moxley from the 2-on-1 attack. What do you have to say about that attack?" And I'm just like, okay, whatever. And so, no. I take it back. The Danielson-Claudio match is not on Grand Slam next week. It's Collision on Saturday. Because Claudio's got a match on Saturday. I'm wrong there. Claudio Castagnoli and Bryan Danielson said that they will take on, they will defend the BCC's honor They love when things get escalated and they want to fight. They issue the challenge for Collision, Ricky Starks and Big Bill. Moxley was about to talk, and in comes Rey Fenix, who starts yelling, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you and take your title. And Abrahantes and other people were pulling him back as we see Eddie Kingston appear and have like a little face-off with Claudio. Kingston then laughs and says, 1 week before we're walking off. So, yeah. Eric in the YouTube chat says, don't forget the reason why Rey Fenix got beat up and written off all Elite Wrestling TV programming was because he had to deal with... Well, yeah, that has nothing to do with anything, Eric. That has nothing to do with anything. And if Phoenix has wanted revenge for what the BCC did to him and wants to go after Moxley and stuff, why has Moxley defended that title 3 times already? It's basically telling us that this match doesn't matter. It's not important to either man, especially Phoenix, because he hasn't tried to get it sooner. Renee Paquette's backstage with the FTW champion Hook, who was about to talk when Orange Cassidy appeared. Cassidy was just walking around when he saw Hook upset when he has a belt. Cassidy used to have a belt, and Hook said that he was a great champion. As Cassidy returned to compliment as Hook walked off, Paquette asked how Cassidy was doing, and he said, just so tired. This was so dumb, not needed. What the... Are we getting Orange Cassidy and Hook for the FTW belt or something? I don't understand what this was at all. This made no sense. This teased nothing. Maybe, I don't know. This is more dumb AEW bullshit. So we had a 4-way to determine the next challenger for the Women's World title is Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, Toni Storm, and Nyla Rose. I felt like this match really went only like 2 minutes. This match was so short. So short. Krill says, Ibushi and Takeshita at Wrestle Dream, that would make the most sense. But this match felt so short. It felt like it went like 2 minutes and that was it. A 4-way to determine the number 1 contender. You're throwing... Again, they don't care if things feel important or not. And the women's division obviously doesn't. So Toni Storm is not supposed to be friends with the Outcasts anymore, yet she comes out with the Outcast music and graphics on the screen. Like, what the hell? The Rose wiped out Baker and Shida early on as Storm tried to take center stage, with Rose just staring at her. This Toni Storm character she's playing, a 1920s actress that is all kinds of flustered and got issues or whatever you want to say, is dumb as rocks. This gimmick sucks. Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe is this fucking thing she says. What? And then she throws her shoe at Renee. She did that last week, and she's done it a couple times now, throwing the shoe, and I don't know. This character is dumb. That's it. Kid Vicious, thank you. Says the remarkable Renee Paquette. Anyways, Baker and Shida fought back, sending Rose to the outside as Storm sent Shida into Baker on the apron as everyone piled up at ringside, where Shida did a big dive onto Rose, Storm, and Shafir heading into a commercial break. Storm and Rose controlled the action during the picture-in-picture break until Baker sent Rose into the corner where Storm hit a sweet cheek music. Storm was then suddenly dropped by Shida. And we had a brief face-off between Shida and Baker until a double shot block from Storm and Rose took them both down. Rose then laid out Storm with a beast bomb, a choke slam on Baker, and then Shida rolled through a beast bomb into a roll-up and got a 2 off of it. The Katana knee hit on Rose from Shida, but Baker connected with an awkward-looking curb stomp on Shida. Storm then saw an opening, snuck in, rolled up Baker, and pinned her 1, 2, 3. So yeah, more, I'm going to steal the win. It's a 4-way, so I don't have to act. Why can't we get clean wins? Why can't we make a challenger actually seem like a viable challenger instead of somebody that just steals the win? How many times do we see this finish in AEW? A lot. Like a butt ton. Post-match, Shida was furious at Baker for kicking her. I'm like, what? You guys are in a freaking match against each other with the winner getting a title shot, and you're mad she kicked you? You need to go not be a wrestler then if you're mad she kicked you. Storm was then shown on the stage just posing. Oh, Like, shit's dumb. We go to the back. There's Renee with Ruby and Saraya, who sort of congratulated Tony. Saraya said once Storm lost her women's title, she lost her freaking mind. And she's going to lose a Grand Slam as well, leaving Storm with nothing. The whole promo makes Storm walking out to the Outcast theme in video dumb, nonsensical, and honestly, a little just comedical. Because it's like, if they don't want her anymore, if they don't like her anymore, she's not part of the group anymore, why does she still have their music and their graphics and all that? It makes no sense. It feels lazy. I got something that was actually pretty good. The Sex Gods talk about their match next week at Grand Slam. Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara made their way out to the ring. They came out together, as Jericho talked about being together since day one of AEW. Kinda. Not really. Day one of Dynamite, not day one of AEW, though. Because, I mean, we had that fight for the Fallen in Jacksonville where Sammy was still wearing the big panda head. I think he still wore the big panda head when he fought Cody in the first match of the first Dynamite. Anyways, they bring up the panda head later. So, they sent it to a video package of their greatest moments together. Guevara confessed that he still doesn't know the lyrics to Judas. Jericho talked about calling Tony Khan when he first saw Sammy Guevara wrestling on the NWA 70th anniversary show. He said, that's somebody I want here and somebody I can work with. He said over the years, Jericho's watched Guevara go from a boy to a man. Guevara doesn't do the usual trash talk before their match, though. He instead wants to say, thank you for changing my life. Without Chris Jericho, there is no AEW. But Guevara didn't come to AEW just to be a sidekick, just to be somebody that the fans see with Chris Jericho. He wants to be a world champion one day. He wants to be seen like a John Moxley, like a Bryan Danielson, like a Chris Jericho. And the only way that's going to happen, the only way the fans are going to see him in a new light, the only way the fans won't see him as Jericho's sidekick is to beat Jericho next week. Jericho then told Guevara, whoa, I never brought you here to be my sidekick. I brought you in to be a money-making draw and eventually a main event player that you're getting there to be. Where he's like, you're not there yet, but you will be eventually. And that's why I told you and Guevara, or you and Garcia, you got to break off from me and start doing your own stuff. And I'm like, ain't Sammy like a 2-3-time TNT champion? Like, he's done his own stuff already. And he did all of that, not where like he would distance himself from the JAS and the it's on the tip of my tongue. What's the other group? What's their first group? I'm a moron. Someone in the chat, let me know. What was their first group again? What was their first group again? Was Santana and Ortiz? Come on, chat. Let me know. Why am I being dumb? I know they have the JAS, and then they have... Oh, well, whatever. Chat will let me know here. Inner Circle. Thank you, Kid Vicious. Inner Circle. I mind blanked. Anyways. Jericho said Guevara needs to beat him, but he's not ready to beat him. Guevara said that the boy Jericho first saw wrestle might not be able to defeat him, but the man he's become, oh, it will. Once Guevara defeats Jericho, then they can go on and win the tag team titles. Which, again, this makes no sense. I thought it was, I have to beat you, Chris, before I can move on and do my own stuff. Not, I have to beat you, Chris, so then we can team up and be a tag team and tag team champions. How does that make any sense? At all? Like, come on. So, both men shake hands, but Jericho pulls Guevara in and said he won't go easy on him. He's going to beat the living hell out of him next week. Jericho expects the same in return. And he said he wouldn't want it any other way. We then see footage from last Wednesday. Doctors checking on MJF. Renee asked for an update on his neck, and the doctor said, well, honestly, you're here this week, but I'm not going to clear you to travel next week. You will be cleared for Grand Slam in 2 weeks. And he's like, Adam Cole's like, man, that really stinks, doesn't it? And MJF goes, really? No. It means I get a week off. Well, you losers, everyone's got to go travel and wrestle. I just watch. MJF said that Roderick Strong is an incredible manipulative person who is a wet blanket and a cuck. Or no, a simp. for Adam Cole. A third wheel. He told Strong, shake it off. This Mojo might not realize it, but this pit bull has a whole lot of bite. MJF promises that if Joe wins the tournament, he will choke Joe out. MJF then does his own version of Steiner math, and I wish I really would have wrote this down because this was funny as hell. He does a Steiner math promo basically almost verbatim. As the reaction from Paquette during this was priceless, Taz then said, that math was right out of the University of Michigan. This was great from everybody involved. We then had Brian Cage versus Hangman Page with Prince Nana. I'm going to say right now, Prince Nana is funny as hell. I love Prince Nana and his dancing. He's dancing. Prince Nana. He's just a consummate pro. And also was announced during this, it will be Hangman versus Swerve at WrestleDream. So this is Page's first singles match on a Dynamite, and I want to say like 7 months. As commentary talked about the previous 2 meetings between these two, Page and Cage, with Cage winning the first battle and Page winning the second. Cage used his power early on, but Page was able to fire off multiple big boots and a springboard clothesline on the apron that sent Cage to the outside. Page wanted to go for a slingshot dive, but Cage caught him. He then posted him in the process. Page was able to return the favor by turning a powerbomb into a Hurricane Rana, posting Cage. Back in the ring, Cage tried a pop-up powerbomb, but Page countered into yet another Hurricane Rana, this time following it up with a Tiger Feint kick, nearly getting hung in the ropes, but he connected. Page wanted the buckshot, but Swerve Strickland and his music hit long enough to distract Page. And Cage hit a massive German suplex on the apron, from the apron back into the ring. It was all Cage during a commercial break. A slugfest ensued until Cage hit a snap power slam, missing a follow-up moonsault from the second rope. Page then battled back and spilled the fight to the floor with Cage, who wanted to hit his signature moonsault to the floor, but Cage rolled back into the ring and caught a crossbody attempt instead. Page was able to counter that into a crucifix bomb as Cage rolled to the floor and Page hit his moonsault. But inside, Page finally managed to hit a top rope crossbody, but Cage kicked out. Cage hit a release German suplex and wanted another on the outside as Page swept the leg, tried a buckshot, and Cage countered into an F5 attempt, which Page countered into a small package. Page was up first and dropped Cage with the Deadeye and then picked up the victory. There you go. Hangman Page does get the victory. So post-match, Page said that last week, Strickland wanted his spot, but he sent Cage to fight him instead. Page thought that Strickland had the balls. But clearly, he's keeping them in Prince Nana's Burger King crown. That made me laugh, and it still makes me laugh. Strickland said that those sound like fighting words. But he's dumber than the Cincinnati education system if he thinks tonight is the night. Strickland says that he picks his fights and where he fights, and he wants to fight in his hometown of Seattle, Washington, WrestleDream. Strickland said the Mogul Embassy will tune him up before then as Cage attacks with Nana dancing in the background. And then the Young Bucks appeared behind Nana, mocked his dancing, and laid him out with a super kick as they stood tall with Page and stared Strickland down. So I think we're going to get a 6-man before WrestleDream where it's going to be Page and the Young Bucks against Swerve and 2 members of the Embassy. Maybe Leona and Khan, I think his name is. So, we're building to that. WrestleDream. 2 matches have so far been announced. You go back to the remarkable Renee Paquette. She's with Daniel Garcia, who doesn't care to be asked about Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. He wants to talk about going viral 4 times recently, as Don Callis interrupts and was trying to recruit him. But Garcia shushed him and did his dance. I can't do the Garcia dance. I don't know. Callis then laughed and told Paquette that was money. We then get highlights of Jade Cargill's big return on Collision last Saturday, saving Chris Statlander and then beating her up post-match, saying she wants to go for the TBS title. She wants her belt back. That match will happen on Rampage. And then a tag team match. It was 2.0, Matt Menard and Angelo Parker against Darby Allin and Nick Wayne. First half of this match, kind of boring. Second half really did ramp up, though. Before anything could happen, Christian Cage and Luchasaurus interrupted and joined commentary as Wayne was attacked early by Parker. There was an out loud Daddy Magic chant as Menard and Parker made frequent tags, picking Wayne apart. Wayne hit an enziguri and was able to make the hot tag when Anna Jay took the referee. Hager then laid out Allen. Menard and Parker kept Wayne isolated through the break. So it looks like some of the JAS are still a thing. I don't really know. What was Hager doing out here with them? Again, they haven't told us anything about what all these people are still doing together and not doing together. And Sammy and Chris are doing their thing. But then Daniel Garcia is going to do his own thing. But then these are the leftovers of the JAS. So they're just going to be still together. I don't know. Can you give us some clarity, AEW? Because that's something you don't like to do, is actually make things make sense. Again, ain't that Will Washington's job to make sure things have continuity and make sense and connect correctly? Just saying. Wayne was finally able to use his speed to escape the clutches and made the tag to Allen, who ran wild. There was a combo of strikes into a code red on Parker, who got and Darby got a 2 as Parker fought back but missed a blind tag. Parker tried to roll up Allen, who kicked off and connected with Wayne. Made the tag, Wayne's World. Allen then wiped out Menard with a somersault senton as he made the tag back in, with Wayne hitting a moonsault on Menard and Hager, while Allen hit a coffin drop on Parker and pinned him to get the victory. A lot of shit happening there at the end where I just started writing, and I was like, I think I know what's happening. I don't know. Post-match, Cage and Luchasaurus finally come on the mic and said that it was an impressive win. Cage talked about scrolling through Wayne's mom's Instagram account and said he's disappointed she doesn't post enough bikini pics. Cage is pissed off, but they're still talking about Sting and Allen's win at All In. It's not as embarrassing as the Bengals losing to the Browns, but still embarrassing as Cage didn't have his regular partner in that match. Who was his regular partner? Luchasaurus or somebody else? Is that a tease? Is that a tease, Jay Resso? Cage then challenges Allen and Sting to a match next week. Allen and Sting against himself and Luchasaurus. So I guess his regular partner is Luchasaurus, not Swerve. But I'm just saying, could that have been a tease, or am I looking too far into it? Jay Resso, Adam Copeland, just saying. Just saying. We then go to our main event. It's the finals of the Grand Slam World Title Eliminator Tournament. Samoa Joe and Roderick Strong. This main event did get some time. It got like 15, 20 minutes. And I'm glad they gave it time because this was a good match. Best thing on the show by far. By far. Leaps and bounds. Bounds. So Joe continually got the best of Strong in the early going, who didn't wear the neck brace for the match, forcing Strong to regroup constantly with the Kingdom on the outside. Joe finally had enough and put on a chase, allowing Strong to deliver some chops back inside the ring until Joe mowed Strong down. Strong tried to go for a chop battle, but Joe connected with the headbutt and controlled heading into a commercial break. Strong then managed to get off some offense, but the commercial was primarily dominated by Joe. Strong was able to ground Joe after a series of strikes and connect with the missile drop kick, but he only got a one off of it. Joe was able to fight back with his Manhattan drop, big boot, running senton combo, and flattened Strong with a snap power slam for a 2. Strong then floated over a powerbomb attempt and hit a series of charging forearms before Joe crumbled to the mat below. Joe countered an angle slam, but Strong connected with a running lariat. Joe easily avoided a stronghold and planted Strong violently with a corner Uranagi. Matt Bennett then briefly sidetracked Joe, causing a distraction because Joe was about to go for a muscle buster, but this allowed Strong to hit an angle slam and get a 2 off of it. Strong then leapt up for a knee strike, but Joe waffled him with a lariat instead in midair before striking with a coquina clutch, with Strong tapping out rather quickly. So, playing the neck injury thing, he's got him in a choke, wrapped it around, sunk it in. Oh, my neck. Ow, ow, ow. I got to tap. Post-match, though, the Kingdom checked on Strong while Joe took the microphone and said his prophecy has come true. Joe is coming into MJF's backyard to come for him, beat him up, and take everything Joe has, calling him a kid once again. Joe reiterated that it will take everything from MJF. Joe into the back as the Kingdom was checking on Strong. Adam Cole then rushed down to the ring, and Strong seemed to take a phantom bump, clenching the neck. He just boom, took a bump, and then grabbed his neck. I don't know what this was, but doctors came into the ring, put Strong in a neck brace, and stretchered him out, with Strong continuing to yell at Adam Cole. Bennett and Taven then argued with Cole as they kept Cole from going with Strong and the doctors. Samoa Joe would then reappear and, choke out Adam Cole, screaming that he would take everything from MJF, as Cole was left laying at the feet of Samoa Joe. So yeah, very good match, very good ending. I still don't know where this Roderick Strong, Adam Cole Kingdom stuff is going. I have no idea. Is it just going to eventually lead to a Adam Cole Roddy match? I don't know. It's very weird. But that is everything that did take place tonight on AEW Dynamite. And we got a bunch of stuff announced for the next couple of shows. As far as Rampage on Friday, Chris Statlander will defend the TBS Championship against Jade Cargill. The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass will be in trios action. Matt Menard and Mike Bennett take on the team of Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal. The Hardys will team up with the Lucha Bros, take on the team of Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and The Butcher, and The Blade. Coming up this Saturday on Collision will be Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli taking on the team of Ricky Starks and Big Bill. FTR will defend the AEW Tag Team Championships against the Iron Savages. Next week, AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. It'll be MJF defending the AEW World Championship against Samoa Joe. John Moxley will defend the AEW International Championship against Rey Fenix. Chris Jericho will be taking on Sammy Guevara. The Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship will be on the line in a match with the NJPW Strong World Championship on the line as Claudio Castagnoli defending the titles against Eddie Kingston. Also, Saraya will defend the AEW Women's World Championship against Toni Storm. So that is everything that has been announced for the next couple of episodes of AEW television. Also, we do know that at WrestleDream, it'll be a dream match. It'll be Bryan Danielson taking on Zack Sabre Jr., and we got Swerve Strickland taking on Hangman Page. So there we go, doing my best. Speedy Excalibur. Almost got through it without stumbling. Stumbled a little. But with that, you guys know what I thought of tonight's show. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of tonight's AEW Dynamite. Go refresh the polls. Boom, boom, boom. Refresh that one. Refresh that one. As far as the polls do go, 42% on Twitter liked the show. 31% didn't like the show. And 26% thought it was just all right. Looking at the YouTube community poll, 57% liked the show. 26% thought it was just all right, and 17% did not like it. This person says, I fully believe MJF is retaining the AEW Championship at Grand Slam. Person says, it was solid, a bit boring at times, but they gave me what I asked for, storylines. Did they really, though? What storylines? Adam Cole and Strong? That's the only storyline I know. Christian and Darby? For some reason, we're still doing that? And I can't knock them too hard. WWE's doing the same thing. We feel like we're done with storylines and they keep just going. Like Nakamura and Rollins. Anyways. This person 10 out of 10. This person says I fell asleep halfway through. This person says it was a great watch Samoa Joe win tonight. Looking at the YouTube live poll, 64% liked the show. 31% thought it was just all right. And 5% did not like it. And finally, over here on Twitch, everybody that voted liked the show. With that, guys, that's going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. So with that, guys, we'll be back on Friday morning for the wrestling wrap-up. Might not be doing a SmackDown review. My daughter's got a football game she's cheerleading at, so I'll probably have to go to that because literally, I got to be there 5 minutes before the end of. I got to be there right before 7 o'clock, and SmackDown ends at 7. So actually, if I think about it, I probably will do a SmackDown review, but it's going to be late in the evening, like later, maybe like an hour later. I don't know exactly because I literally Gotta be 5 minutes from my house when, like 5-10 minutes before SmackDown ends. So keep you guys updated on that. But we will be back Friday morning for the wrestling wrap up. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your night. I'm probably going to go stream a little bit later, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. So hit me up over there as well. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.